Hey guys, Mark here, and this is Big Balls Marketing. All right, in tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about the price of freedom, and I'm talking about individual freedom, obviously, not, the state's freedom or the nation's freedom. And but basically, what I'm going to talk about is what is it going to cost you in terms of money, and maybe some more intangible type riches, if you want to go there, for your freedom. And I think what you have to do first is you have to identify what it is that you are looking for, or what freedom means to you. Okay, so it's and it's different from each and every one of us. And it's just like whenever you're trying to find your target audience. Excuse me. It's just like when you're trying to find your target audience. Depending on what it is that you're doing, you may be casting a broad net at first, looking for many different things, but ultimately it's going to be people that are going to have certain challenges, or not necessarily challenges, but they're going to have different issues. Let's say, one person may be looking for, a way to supplement their income, or way to, well, no, we'll just say another person would want to replace their income. And then yet another person doesn't care about money at all. They're looking for, they want a home-based business so they can stay home with their kids, or they can, whatever the reasons are. Maybe there's additional expenses, healthcare expenses that they need, or, maybe someone's in college and they just want, some way to generate some income while they're in school. So and freedom's no different. For me, freedom is being able to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with whom I want, etc. Okay, to me, that's absolute freedom. Being able to get out on the road and going and traveling, becoming a perpetual traveler, and just never really stopping, but being able to generate an income while I'm doing that. I've made a lot of money through the years, and I've lost a lot of money through the years. And money for me has just always been a tool. I've never looked at it, I don't think, in an unhealthy way. I'm not one of those, money's the root of all evil. I really think that the lack of money is the root of all evil. So I just think that the very first thing that you have to do when you're determining what the cost is for your freedom and what you're willing to do for it, what you're willing to pay, you need to know what it is that you want, because it is going to cost something. You just don't know how much, and you need to figure out what that is. And obviously, obviously, if you want to live the lifestyle of, a jet-setting lifestyle, you're going to have to earn at least 7 figures a year, if not more. And then there's the other end of the spectrum that, people that want to live off grid or something, and, they still stay connected through the internet, or they're making money through the internet. Maybe they're blogging and advertising on their blog and things like that. Maybe $1,000, $1,500 a month is enough for them. And it just determines your definition of freedom and what it is that you need. So one of the first things you need to do is you need to kind of sit down and really figure out what it is that you need to achieve that freedom. And for a lot of people today, even younger people, even people in their 30s, you're still looking for an income for the most part, because so many people are in so much debt. And when I talk about those younger folk, especially the millennial crowd, all of them went to college. So many of them went to college, and they all have college debt. All you have to do is listen to the last election and how popular Bernie Sanders got. When he was talking about paying off debt or making college free and whatnot. And I don't think that would be a huge problem to have some sort of public education system. But and I'm not going to digress here and get into politics. I don't really care about that. But what I do care about is each individual's opportunity to become free. And so if you're one of those millennials with all carrying around all this debt, maybe that's another reason why you're looking to join some type of work-from-home business in the first place, is because you're looking for a way to pay off that debt so that you can get on with life. But what is it going to cost you? How much money do you really need? And, I would suggest that you pay off all your debt before you start doing anything else. Maybe develop an emergency fund first, 3 months of income. But after that point, and once you're out of debt, how much money do you really need to achieve a level of freedom that you're looking for? The next thing you need to figure out is what vehicle are you going to use to get there? Are you going to use, the online vehicle? Are you going to start going to flea markets maybe, or craft sales? Maybe you're really good at creating crafts, or you're really good at making furniture, or whatever it may be, whatever your hobby is. Maybe you can turn that hobby into some sort of profession, but you do need to determine what vehicle that is. And, of course, at this point, I'm going to interject the Elite Marketing Systems Group training that we have, where we show people how to make money online. And we provide all the training. We provide all the support. And believe it or not, guys, the program that we use, and we use a program, a specific program that everybody has to join. That's the cost of membership. The training is free. The cost of membership is that program. That program, basic membership, is $11.50 a month. And if you're not willing to spend $11.50 a month on your freedom, you don't want to be free. So, it's not that big of a deal, but that is what we do. We work with people and show them exactly, step by step, how to generate an income. And we don't stop until you are generating an income. And, the first person that you refer to this program is going to pay almost 100% for that membership. It's actually going to pay about 90% of it, because you're going to earn $10 off of that basic membership. And I didn't necessarily want to make this podcast about this isn't one big commercial for the Elite Marketing Systems Group or for the program that we're marketing. But it is interesting that, you've got so many opportunities today to do something. And it's really a matter of sitting down and focusing on what it is that you want to do, what your strengths are and whatnot. Because not only will you have to invest financially into some sort of business opportunity or whatever it is that you're going to do, but you're also going to have to, including advertising, you're going to have to invest in advertising, but you also may have to develop some skills. And so that time and effort that you put into learning a new skill, that's part of the price of that freedom. But perhaps that's what you need to do. My question to most people is, is it worth it to you to do it? And it always bothers me when people talk about how much they want a change in their life, How many times people talk about how much they hate their job, or how much they hate their commute to work, or how much they hate being away from their kids, or how much they hate this or that, or blah, blah, blah. It's always one big litany line of just complaint. And yet they do nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing about it. Now, you can't sit there and talk about, well, I guess you can sit there and talk about all this, but that's all it is. It's just talk. What are you doing about it? Because the initial price of entry just to get on the road to financial independence or, towards your freedom is going to be taking that first step, taking action. And this is something that I always harp on. You have to take the action to get to the next step. It's, freedom isn't free. You have to do something to initiate that that lifestyle, to say, stand up and say enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to invest in training. I'm going to invest in, different forms of education. I'm going to invest in advertising. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this happen. Because let me tell you something, folks. There's nothing like waking up when your body is ready for you to wake up, instead of that electronic rooster screaming at you, jolting you up out of deep sleep. And if you're like I was, I just sit there and I just want to bash the alarm clock. But once I started using my phone as the alarm clock, I didn't want to throw away, $700, by throwing it against the wall and, breaking it into 1,000 pieces. But there's nothing more that I detest than a damn alarm clock. I don't want to hear, that alarm clock in the morning. And, and I'm a bit of a night owl anyway, so I like staying up and doing, I get a lot of work done at night and in the wee hours of the morning. And certainly, if I have to get up the next day at a pretty early time, I do not enjoy that. And there's nothing like waking up whenever your body's rested and ready to go, and then you don't have to be anywhere. You can actually get up, take your time, maybe work out, maybe have breakfast, make a breakfast, or just sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee. And actually, a lot of times, if I do go to bed early, I like to wake up and watch the sun come up. And but many times, obviously, if I've stayed up late, I'm not waking up until that sun is coming through the window. But I don't even set an alarm clock. I don't have to be anywhere, and that's kind of the deal. Is when you don't have to be somewhere, when you don't have to do anything, when you're able to do what it is that you want to do. And think about what your perfect day would be if you could just live that way. If every day you woke up whenever your body was fully rested, what would you do for the rest of the day? If you had 12 hours of uninterrupted you time, what would that be? What would that look like? I like to get up. I like to go and work out. I like to, take my shower after that, go have breakfast. Then I may work on some projects. I may work on some, maybe a podcast, or maybe I'll create a video, or I'll create some other form of content, or maybe I won't. Just depends on what I'm doing, what I'm feeling like doing. And this is not my life right now. This is my life of the past. I used to do that before, whenever I had a bigger internet presence than I do today. And for those of you that know my story, you know that I went back into the plumbing field to help out a buddy, and then I just kind of stayed there for a while because it was, it was pretty lucrative. But even then, I was not satisfied. Even though the money was coming in, I was not satisfied with the lifestyle. So for me, it's not just about money. It's also about having the time to do whatever I want. It's like I said, what I want, when I want, where I want, with whom I want. And but are you willing to pay the price for that freedom? Are you willing to do the things that you need to do? Because you are going to have to do something. But here's the rub, guys. You're going to have to do something anyway. You're going to have to put forth the effort and the energies towards something anyway. And if you're not making a financial investment, then I assure you that because you're working for somebody else, you're not generating the income that you can generate on your own. And so you're sacrificing an income without really even knowing it. And so that's something to think about as well. You are sacrificing an income without ever realizing that income, without ever knowing that it existed. And for a lot of people, this is okay. For a lot of the sheep out there, it's okay. It was never okay with me. I always knew there was something bigger, something better. And, I don't know how many lifetimes we have. We may just have this one. And so I'm going to act like we just have one, and I'm going to go after what I want. And ultimately, that's what you should do. You should go after what you want. Now, if you're satisfied working with somebody, working for somebody, and living out your life like that, working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, not having the time to be able to go and do some of the things that you would really like to do. If that's your idea of freedom, more power to you. Go live it. But I'm talking right now to those people that deep in your heart, you know that there's something wrong. You know that this is not how life is supposed to be. Guys, take a chance. Get out there. Discover something for you. Figure out something that you can do. Pay that price of freedom. I guarantee you, you will not regret it. With that said, guys, take care. Have a great day, great week, great month. And remember, I'll see you at the top.